Good morning, everyone. Please come to a seated position comfortably on your mats. Remove your glutes from your sitting bones and begin to root down in your seat. Roll along through the sides of your body. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears. Bring them around, back behind you, and then relax them. Let your palms flip open. This is a sign of being receptive to receiving energy. Tapping into our Ujjayi breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Toning at the back of the throat so that our breath becomes audible, like a sigh. The reason that we sigh is to relax our nervous system. When we breathe like this, it relaxes our vasovagal nerve that runs through our whole body, and it tells our entire nervous system to relax. So begin tapping into this breath. Begin finding your alignment in your seat, reducing the curve in your low back, relaxing your face, bringing your neck back a little bit so that it's in line with the rest of your spine. Today's class is going to be themed around peace and ease. Even when things get tough, can you find how to make just a little bit more ease for yourself? Notice how breathing can not only create more ease in your body, but in your mind as you move through life. When we breathe and control our breath, slow our breathing, take deeper breaths, we begin to control our heart rhythm pattern. And this tells our body where we're at energetically. Change your breath and everything changes. Know that within you, you have the power to create all the peace, all the ease that you desire. And when we tap into our ability to create ease, we allow ourselves to flow through experiences, through life, and really take in all that is meant for us. So today, find your ease on your own. Start on your hands and knees with your toes curled under. Your fingers are spread wide. Your thumbs are in a soft J. Your wrist creases in line with the front of your mat. And your hands should be as wide or a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Pedal your hands into your mat and really feel the grounding and plugging in through your index finger ball mound and your thumb ball mound, almost like a grabbing with your palm and suction cup with your fingers. If you have any issues with your wrists, when we go into downward dog, instead, can you find a wall beside you? Just for today, honor your limitations, your body, wherever it is. It doesn't have to be considered a limitation. So if your wrists are hurting, come to a wall and make sure your feet are a little wide from the wall. Begin to melt your heart through your head, through your arms, sorry. So you're melting down, your head comes between your biceps, and you can press into the wall just as much as you're melting down towards the ground. So today, honor yourself wherever you're at. If you have any injuries, please honor that. So starting from our tabletop position, pawing our hands into the mat, we're going to begin warming up the spine. So inhale, lift your sitting bones, lift your gaze, drop your belly, really invert your spine, and exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling. Tailbone comes in, head looks towards your tailbone, and inhale. Drop your belly, lift your sitting bones, lift your gaze. This is your cow pose. Exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling. Really press into your spine. This is your cat pose. Inhale to your cow, and exhale to your cat. Make sure your fingers are still spread wide. You're still plugging in through your fingers, your palms. And continue to pulse using your breath. Try to get as much movement, as much flexibility out of your spine as you're able to, without creating any pain. You might notice one position in this pulsation might be a little bit more painful than another. Or I'm going to change that. Instead of painful, I'll just say discomfort. Might be a little more uncomfortable. For me, it's the cat pose. In my shoulders, in my neck, in my back. Can you honor exactly where your body is? And instead of trying to avoid that sensation, can you meet that sensation? With ease. Send your hips up and back into downward facing dog, or you can come to a wall and form your inverted V. Pedal out your feet here. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Open and stack your hips. Inhale your leg back behind you, and exhale, step your right foot in between your hands and drop your left knee. Widen your stance. You can maybe grab an extra mat, a cushion. You can roll the side of your mat up and put your knee on it if you need extra knee support. Always remember to support your body. We're not trying to militantly drill it into place. We're trying to bring it into place, and that means meeting yourself where you are. If you have blocks, reach for your blocks and keep them by your hips. If you don't have blocks, see if you can reach for something for balance if you need it. But what we don't want to do is collapse our shoulders holding the floor. So come up a little bit, make sure your chest is open. Inhale into your front leg, lunge, feel your hip inflate with air, and exhale. Send your hips back, flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, lunge forward, and exhale. Sit your hips back. Continue pulsing like this, following your own breath, finding your own pace. And remembering to use your breath to create some levity, some lightness, some space. The other alternative to downward dog is to come into a tabletop. So plant your hands to frame your front foot. You can step back into a downward facing dog or go on your hands and knees in tabletop position. Pedal out your feet here. Notice any differences we've created. With a longing to create balance, inhale your left leg up and back. Open and stack your hips. Bring your knee pointing towards the ceiling. Equal weight in both hands. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Drop your right knee. You can shimmy your right knee back or your front knee foot forward. Create more space between your legs. Grab onto your blocks if you've got them, or something around you to help support keeping your chest open. Inhale, lunge forward, feel the stretch, and exhale, sit back, toes flexed towards your face. Inhale, lunge forward, feel your right hip expand with your breath, and exhale, back with your feet, your toes flexed towards your face. Inhale forward. This is a low lunge, and exhale to your half Hanuman or half monkey pose. Inhale, exhale. Follow your unique rhythm of breath. Warming up the back of the leg, the front of the hips. The next time you can come forward, plant your hands and step back into downward facing dog, or alternatively, tabletop position. You can also find downward dog on the wall. Just breathe here. Press into your arms, bringing your ears just a little bit more between your biceps, straightening out your spine. And slowly, slower than you want to, walk your feet up towards your hands. Maintain a micro bend in your knees that allows you to meet your palms and forward fold. Let your head hang. Let your torso drip. You can hold onto your elbows if you want. And give yourself a little bit of a back and forth, side to side. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Ground into your feet, press into your feet, and come up to stand. Inhale, you reach your arms overhead, and exhale, draw your hands down through heart center and alongside your waist. We're gonna feel into our mountain pose for a moment. So find your feet in number 11s underneath your hips. Not the outer edge of your hips, but your hip bones. Make sure there's a micro bend in your knees, so they're never hyperextended back. There's always a softness and a strength that protects them. For a moment, just bounce into your knees and magnetize the back of your thighs to the wall behind you. Simultaneously tuck your tailbone and draw your energy up through your core. Feel that wrapping sensation of your muscles holding your rib cage. Inhale your shoulders up, back, and open your palms to the side of the room. Bring the back of your neck back a little bit more. And just to clarify what that looks like is we're not doing this, we're doing this. So our head stays in the same formation. We're simply bringing our necks back a little bit to allow for our necks to become in line with the rest of our body. So when I say bring your head back or bring your neck back, I don't mean to do this, or this, or this. Just this. Feel into your mountain pose. Notice how even while we engage our knees, our feet, our thighs, our core, our shoulders, and our necks, how we can still create ease in this moment, while maintaining your alignment and your slight engagement. Can you also find ease? Can you find your Ujjayi breath? Press into your knees and scoop your hands up. Up and overhead, grasp all the energy between your hands without bringing your hands quite together. Leave a little space between your hands, kind of cup your fingers and almost feel an energy ball there. So your arms are up and overhead. Feel that energy ball that you just scooped between your hands and draw it down into your heart. And literally place it with your hands into your heart and take a deep breath. Absorb the goodness that you choose for yourself. You choose what you draw into your life and what you absorb. So can you choose ease and softness and peace? Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Either if you're at the top of your mat, step back, or if you're at the bottom of your mat, walk your hands out. So you're in a high plank position. You can drop your knees if you need to, and with your elbows tucked into your sides, lower down towards the earth. So we're gonna go over that again. I wanna make sure that we're doing this right. It's pretty difficult. It's half of a push-up, which I don't know about you, but I can't quite do a push-up. But this is called a chaturanga push-up. So I'm gonna start on my knees so you can see. My hands are plugged down. Just watch me for a moment. Right under where my shoulders are going to be. And with my elbows tucked into my sides, I slowly lower down, making sure that I'm plugging in through all four corners of my hands. So you come over your wrist creases and lower down. This is your chaturanga. So let's try that one more time. You can start from a tabletop position, or you can start on your toes in a high plank.
Tuck your elbows into your body, lower down. Untuck your toes, press into your hands, and lift up into a slight back bend. So you can do, while keeping your torso mostly on the ground, you can just lift your shoulders. Make sure you're pressing into the tops of your feet. This is your cobra. Activate your back, or you can press into your hands, lifting your hips off the ground, really pressing into your toes. That's your upward facing dog. Sit back onto your feet. You can untuck your toes, make your knees wider than hip width apart. Extend your arms as far out in front of you as you can, and just begin to melt towards the earth. Breathe here for a moment. You can come back up through tabletop, tuck your toes under, press up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you, and exhale, step your right foot between your legs. Stay high onto the ball mound of your back foot and begin to lift up. You can drop your knees if you need to, your back knee. Plug down through the ball mound of your front foot, so you might need to lift your toes to feel that. We're high on our back leg, and our back thigh is magnetizing to the ceiling behind us. Our hips are square forward, so they're not coming out, twisting in any direction. They're completely forward. And if you can see my back foot, I'm high onto the ball mound of my back foot. I'm not sinking, planting. Both my toes and my feet are pointing forward. Inhale, tuck your tailbone, activate your core, and lift your arms up and overhead. Breathe here. See if you can rotate your hands towards each other and twist your pinkies back just a little bit more. You can bring your hands back slightly of your elbows and begin to curve towards the ceiling. Your sight is in line with your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, plant your hands to frame your front foot and step back into downward facing dog. So it's okay if you have a little bit of balance issues, if you're swaying or faltering, just know that that's okay. There's nowhere you should be but here, and exactly as you are. Lift your left heel up and back behind you, and exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Stay high onto the ball mound of your back foot. Press into your front leg and come up to stand. Hips are square. Tailbone is tucked. Back thigh is magnetizing to the ceiling. Engage your core and lift your arms up. Your fingers are twisting in towards your face. See if you can bring your hands a little bit behind your elbows and begin to lift your heart and gaze towards the sky. If you're finding issues with your stability, lunge more into your front leg and strengthen your back leg just a little bit more. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, plant your hands to frame your front foot and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back, and exhale, step your right foot forward. This time, reach for some blocks or something that you can have in front of you to balance on. So whether that means rotating so you can hold on to something nearby, or grabbing your blocks. Lift your back legs, balancing on your front leg, which should be your right leg. Hold on to your balancing object. And as you kick your heel up and back behind you, can you let your heart melt towards the earth? Soften your face. Deepen your breath. Find what you need to create ease here. Maintain a micro bend in your standing knee so it's not hyperextending. Really activate the back of your leg and exhale, step your left foot to meet your right foot and forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, shoulders onto your back, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. And inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Grab your balancing object and come up to stand on your left foot. Make sure your hips are not opening, but rather are square with the earth, parallel to the ground. And kick your right heel up while you melt your heart forward. Maintain a micro bend in your standing leg. Breathe here. You are so strong. You are so amazing. And you absolutely can do it. Exhale and plant your right foot to meet your left foot and forward fold. Inhale, hands to your shins, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise and sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, draw your hands down through heart center and alongside your hips. We're doing amazing, guys. So come to the floor in a seated position. And you can lie onto your back. Tuck your shoulders behind you. Tap into your breath. Elongate your neck, lowering the curve in your neck to meet the earth just a little bit more. You can scoot your tailbone down to lower the curve in your low back. Feel your alignment. Take your left ankle and place it over your right knee on the top of your right thigh. Reach your hands behind your right thigh and interlace your fingers. Flex your left foot toes towards your knee and begin to pull your ankle in towards yourself by pulling your right thigh in. Simultaneously, using your left elbow, push onto your left knee to keep it open. And breathe here. You should be feeling this in the back and outside of your left hip, into your glutes. Breathe ease into this pose. exhale, drop your left foot to the right, creating a twist, and bring your arms out alongside you in a T or like a cactus, and look towards your left. This is a variation of a supine twist that really stretches the back of your thigh. And when we're sitting all day, our hips, our thighs, our glutes, they get really tight. So know that right now you're helping your body inhale and inflate your whole body to lift your knees, and exhale, hug your knees into yourself, rock from side to side. Give yourself a low back massage, a little kidney massage. This helps with your detox. And you can plant your left foot and bring your right ankle over your left thigh at your knee. And bring your hands together behind your left thigh. Use your right elbow to press into your right leg to open up. Flex your right toes to your knee and begin to pull your left thigh towards yourself, creating a stretch along your right outer thigh, glute, hip. Remember your breath here. Draw your neck towards the earth if you've lost any of your alignment. Maybe smile in this pose. Smile here and acknowledge what good you're doing for your body. And that even if it feels uncomfortable, can you be hopeful for what this is going to bring you? Meet yourself at your limits and breathe. Never pushing too far past. The next time you exhale, drop your right foot to the left side of the room. Hands out in goalposts or a cactus or a T, and look towards your right. See if you can melt your right shoulder blade to the earth a little bit more. Try to use your breath to help you melt. The next time you inhale, inflate your whole being and bring your knees into your belly. Exhale, give yourself a squeeze and roll from side to side. You can drop your legs, extending your legs out in front of you, your feet wider than hip width apart. Let your palms flip open. Maybe tuck your shoulder blades more onto your back. Extend your neck, which creates a slight tuck in your chin. And scoot your tailbone down to reduce the curve in your lower back. Breathe into your Shavasana. Can you give yourself permission right now to be totally at ease? You don't need to think about anything, plan anything, worry. You just need to breathe and feel. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting movement back into your body. Maybe rotate your wrists, your ankles. Bring your hands together overhead and your feet together and give yourself a stretch. See how long you can make your body. And exhale, roll over onto your right side, using your bicep as a pillow. Rest here for a moment. When we allow ourselves to rest, we are able to connect with our true essence, to recalibrate, to remember. We're able to remember who we are, what's important to us, what matters. We spend so much of our lives running around, trying to be productive, trying to get as much done as possible, and feeling guilty when we don't. Can you acknowledge that your life is not about struggle? Our lives are meant to be easy, but also challenge us in today's society, what challenges us is allowing ourselves to just be. You can press into your hands and come up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Know that when you bring your palms together, you bring in all your potential to touch, to reach, to hold. And you're bringing that to your heart. To touch, to reach, and to hold your heart. Turning inwards to yourself. This mudra, the Anjali mudra, of holding your hands together at your heart center, is a powerful one. Never underestimate the power of mudras, of poses, of practice. Bow into your hearts and give yourself a thanks for coming today, for working on yourself, for spending time with yourself. The light and shadow in me bows to and acknowledges the light and shadow in each of you. Namaste.